So, okay, I have Nicola in the studio again.
Hello.
So, oh my God, I'm so happy that you're back. I'm so digging working with you again.
It's so much fun. It's like playing. I literally feel like we're just like on a playground.
And it's so easy.
It's so easy.
Oh my God, we've been doing some really fun stuff that is petrifying but fun at the same time that we can't wait to share with you guys.
It's going to be really fun. At least we're having a good time. So
yeah, we are. We're cracking ourselves up. So
exactly.
So, oh my God. So I was thinking the other day when we played that game the last time you were here, Nick at 9.
Nick at 9.
Nick at 9.
Nick at 9.
I love that. Say it again.
Nick at 9.
So, and we did firsts, right?
We did firsts.
So I was thinking about it, and you asked me, who was my first celebrity that I was starstruck by?
Yeah.
And because it was rapid fire.
It's hard. It's hard to think of something off the top of your head.
So, what's funny is like I went home and like most of those questions I came back like thinking about, and Dave Bautista, love him. Mm-hmm. And I was so starstruck. And like I said before, he's such a cool guy.
Yeah.
But then I just remembered all these other cool people too that I have met. Like, I think the first real time I was starstruck was when I met Lenny Kravitz.
Oh my gosh. When was that?
Okay, so I used to work at a Guitar Center in Hollywood. And
the actual store on Sunset?
On Sunset, yeah. And back then, which I won't say what year, but it was the shit. It was like where every rock and roll musician would go.
They just hang out? They would just go and play music?
Okay, so we opened the store early one day for Prince. So I got to meet Prince.
What?
He was so cool. Bo Diddley, he cooked for us.
At Guitar Center?
He called it barbecue.
Was it good?
It was so good.
Maybe he just couldn't speak.
No. He's an amazing barbecue guy. So he made us this whole feast for the whole store.
What?
Dug a hole in the ground and did these sweet potatoes, and he did these. Oh my God, it was insane. Yeah.
This is crazy. So what did you do at Guitar Center?
Well, I started off as a receptionist. It was my first job when I moved to LA. And second job, I worked in a boiler room for about 2 months selling some bullshit.
Nobody puts Elizabeth in the boiler room.
Selling some, what was it? Stickers from the sheriff department. It was, it was weird.
That is not a use of any of your talents.
No. So then I started at Guitar Center as a receptionist, and then I got promoted. But I got to meet all these cool people. I remember I was obsessed with John Stamos, and he was in the store, and I fell down a flight of stairs. The receptionist, because she's like, John Stamos is in the building. And I'm like, what? And I jumped, and I missed the step, and I fell down a flight. John Stamos.
Oh.
I almost broke a rib.
Look what you made her do. Was this at the height of his Uncle Jesse days?
Yes.
Oh, so does he really play music then?
Yeah, he really did. So he would come in. I mean, so many cool people.
Did he see you though?
No, thank God, because it was like the offices, and then we come down the steps. Although everybody at work saw me, and they were cracking up
over John Stamos.
Oh my God,
you're like a paraplegic now because Uncle Jesse was.
Thanks, Uncle Jesse.
Thanks, Uncle Jesse. Cut it out.
So I'm sure. Have you had jobs? I have a story I want to tell you, but have you worked with celebrities?
I have. So I've only had one job where I worked with celebrities, but it was actually a really cool job. I worked at the Sunset Marquis Hotel. Do you know that hotel?
Oh, yes.
So it's like a big rock and roll.
Walls could talk.
Oh my gosh, if the bar could talk. So I was a cocktail waitress in the bar. Cocktails, peanuts. I wonder why I lost that job. But so it's like a rock and roll place, but it's like rock and rolls and also like actors and stuff like that. But it was mainly musicians that would be there. So that I also had a lot of musicians, not barbecues and Uncle Jesse's, but I had some. So yes, I have a few. I feel like they're not as great as your story. So
Do you have any stories?
I just have a story. Like there's a few that I didn't love a lot of. Not a lot. There was a few that I didn't like, but like the ones that I loved are the ones that like I hold on to and like I like to talk about because I like to spread the like good celebrity rumors, you know?
Right.
But like Billie Joe from Green Day, I fell in love with him because
Really?
of how kind and authentic.
That's so cool.
Oh my gosh, he was the greatest. Like he literally had just finished shooting Uno Dos Tres. It was 3 albums, like all at once in the studio. And he came and he was just sitting at the bar. He's like, we had opened at 5. He was sitting by himself at the bar. This is when he drank. He doesn't drink anymore. But he was just sitting there, and like, of course, you know who he is. He's the greatest, I think. I'm like such a huge Green Day fan. And he's just like, hey, I'm Billy. What's your name? And I'm just like, I know who you are. Like it was like just so cool. No airs. And like Kevin Costner, I felt was the same way. I had great, and like Billie Joe invited, also Trey and Mike of Green Day are amazing too. But Drew Barrymore came to visit him and was there with Justin Long at the time when they were together, and just the kindest, most amazing people. Like the bar got super crowded. I hadn't been back to that corner in a long time. I was the only cocktail waitress on the floor, and like Justin comes up and like it's packed, and he's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to bother you, but is it possible if I could get another beer?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, absolutely!" And so like we ran out, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. We're out of that. Can I give you this?" And he was just like, "Yes, no problem." Like the kindest people. So like there were some really cool things that I got to witness there.
Yeah, I worked in the music biz for I even did this rock and roll bowl. So I would bowl with we had these like leagues with all these like rock bands, you know, and it was insane. And I remember one time I have pictures with Lenny Kravitz, Nikki Sixx. I have,
he was the hottest.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, wouldn't it be great if I was like, that's where I got my name? I'm so sad.
Do you have a secret, Nikki? I have a funny story.
Yeah.
So I worked at this hotel in Florida, and one of my many crazy jobs, but for some reason the music biz, the rock and rollers.
Yeah.
I was always surrounded by it. I was such a rocker chick, right?
Totally.
So in Florida, which is weird because Florida, it's more like Spanish music, Latin music.
Yeah.
But I worked at this hotel called the Grand Bay Hotel, and Ozzy was checking in.
Oh my gosh.
And he was the coolest guy. So he would always go, "Elizabeth, I love your eyes. You've got the most beautiful eyes." And I might know my accent's horrible, but I can't
I think that's actually pretty good.
I can't do Ozzy without the accent.
That was pretty good.
So his manager, they check in. He gives me passes to the concert. We go backstage. We go on the tour bus. It was crazy. I have crazy stories, but I won't get into that one.
Okay,
But,
not yet, but we will at some time. I'm going to
one day I'll dig in
these.
there. And so his manager calls the front desk, and Ozzy's at the bar. And the manager's like, "Elizabeth, can you get Ozzy for me? Is he down at the bar?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I go over to the bar, and I'm like, "Mr. Osborne, your manager's on the phone." And he's like, "Oh, okay." So he comes over, he grabs the phone, and he's like, "No, mate, no. Those are vitamins I'm injecting intravenously. Vitamins. You're so silly." And I was just about dying. I felt like that fly on the wall. I'm like, I'm not really supposed to be hearing this conversation, but don't stop.
Don't stop on my account. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Those were his wild, crazy days.
That's amazing. So you went to the concert, you saw the show? Is that what
Oh
you said?
yeah, we saw the show. I caught my best friend Sandra. She was like rock and roll chick too. So I was like, got backstage passes. Went on the tour bus. It just was a little too crazy for us.
Yeah, that's
like
hardcore, right?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm not a groupie, but I just wanted to see. You know,
Absolutely.
to live it for a second, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's a little way too wild for me. So we ended up leaving. But then we took the band out to party the night before the concert. So
I love it.
yeah.
I wonder how it would be now if you went. What's the difference of Elizabeth now and Elizabeth then? Or Ozzy now and Ozzy then?
Well, Elizabeth now is not getting loaded all the time.
Elizabeth would be like, I can drive if you guys want to get in the back seat.
Oh my God. And
That's
Prince oh my God. Prince was like, I love Prince.
I've heard he's so nice.
So nice. He talks so softly and he's just so little.
Such a tiny
little tiny guy with boots that were like, he had heels on his boots.
I've heard people that have gone back to his house because he used to have like discos. He had like a disco room in his home. And at the end of the night, he would invite people back and just basically throw like a dance party.
Oh my God. You know Eddie Murphy's brother that like, have you ever seen Eddie Murphy's brother talks about, he's passed away now, but before he does this whole thing on a Prince. Have you seen it?
No.
Dave Chappelle, on the Dave Chappelle show.
No.
Oh my God. It is so hilarious. You have to see it. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy's brother?
Eddie Murphy's brother.
All
He's
right.
got a lot of stories about Prince and, you know, hanging out with Eddie Murphy and stuff like that. It's really good.
Have you ever made out with a celebrity?
Yes.
You have? Multiple? Not, I mean, at the same time.
Well, not at the same time, but Jack Wagner.
Ooh, he's a silver fox. I used to love him. He was on Melrose Place, right?
That was the height of, you know.
Yeah,
like,
he has
I was
the
like,
hair.
woo! I remember he came into the club and I told my girlfriend, Jack Wagner's here. It's like, oh my, I think about my 20s and I'm like, man, I can't believe I'm alive.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you know, were you a late bloomer? I partied Miami, first of all.
Yeah, I think Miami.
Then LA.
Yeah.
You know.
Plus, it sounds like you were in the rocker world too. So you had like, I was a computer programmer. So my parties were a little different.
Oh
But
my
I love
God.
it. So that's was he a good kisser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
I had the chance to go home with John Corbett once.
Did you?
I did not, because I'm such a prude. And I was like, this is not what I want, you know, like I haven't had it in a while, but this is not how it's going to go. So no.
Oh
People
my
are like,
God.
go. And I'm like, no.
What a good girl.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
just terrified.
Yeah, just like,
It's just fear.
yeah.
He's such a big man too. I think this is like the yin and yang.
I was like, yeah. It was crazy. But, you know, I've been there, done it.
I love it.
You know,
Have lived it.
I have lived it, survived it. And it was great. I have some awesome memories. I had the coolest job. So we'll get into that.
I
another
love
time.
it. I can't wait to hear.
Oh my God. It's insane.
That's good. You should write a memoir.
You know, just the way I got to LA is crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually feel like we should do that sometime too, because I actually feel like I have a good how I got to
How
LA
you got to
story.
LA?
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost, Texas was scary, girl.
Yeah. I mean, I
almost
agree
got
with that.
arrested twice in Texas.
Wow. Why?
Well, that's a whole other
Okay.
story. But
Okay. So this is a whole.
well,
yeah.
you have Florida plates. They don't like you in Texas when you're driving across the state
really?
with Florida plates. Yeah. Yes. They search our car for drugs. And I got this man arrested. You know, what poor guy. I lost my ID. And, somebody broke our window before. It's a whole story. Somebody broke our window before we left Florida. So I didn't have any ID.
Oh my gosh.
I had this guy asked him if he'd buy me a beer. He was a Cuban guy. So I talked to him in Spanish. Oye, ¿tú crees que me puedo comprar una
This is a trick
cerveza?
that Elizabeth still uses today. Like I'll go out to a restaurant. She's like, I got this. And then she's like, brrrr. And I'm just sitting there and she's like, cool, they're going to bring it. Is it not true? And you're like, you just got to talk Spanish.
Gotta whip it the Spanish.
So this was the origin story of the Spanish favor.
Oh my God. Mike says that all the time. He'll be like, baby, can you whip out the Spanish? And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, poor guy, he was on probation and he bought me a beer. And that all of a sudden we had like 5 cop cars that were, what is it called when they're not
Undercover?
undercover. And they handcuffed him.
They were just watching him?
They were watching us. I'm telling you, we got.
Oh,
it's
because
like
they
a
thought you
whole
were
story.
underage.
Yeah, they thought I was underage, and I didn't have ID. Then you know.
plates.
But the poor guy, he's just like in the back seat, you know,
Yeah.
handcuffed, and he's looking at me, and he's probably going, "Fucking cabrona," you know. And I was like, "Oh my God."
He chose to do that.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
For me, just whip out the Spanish.
Just
and
whip
they'll
out
get
the
arrested
Spanish.
for
I
you.
need to learn Spanish. Yeah. I can speak French.
So that'll be a whole other show,
That's a
girl. Because
good
I want to
show.
hear how you got here too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people have interesting stories
I
of
think
how
so
they got
too.
here.
I feel like LA pulls people like in really amazing ways. I think other cities do too, but LA, I think there's something special about it. So that would be really fun to find.
And
those
everybody's
stories.
a transplant, you know,
Exactly.
pretty much. Like Mike's a unicorn. He's a native.
Born and raised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Valentine's Day, girl,
Oh,
Friday.
It's this Friday.
How you feeling about it?
I feel it's so interesting because I was thinking about it because to me, I was just like, oh, what's Friday? And then I was like, oh, yeah, it's Valentine's Day. It's so interesting because I think the initial reaction I had to it was sort of like, ugh. And then I stopped and I was thinking about it and I was like, well, why is that my initial reaction to it? Like,
Right.
And I was like, well, my parents never, I don't know. It's weird. I don't think they really ever celebrated it. My dad was like, it's just a Hallmark holiday. I'm not gonna buy that car for your mom.
Commercialized.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But now, like, my mom has passed, so now he's remarried, and he's like he's taking her out for Valentine's Day. I'm like, well, he is celebrating, and they have the same like tradition and stuff. And I was like, well, maybe it's because I wasn't raised that way. But then I was thinking, so I wanted to see your thoughts on it. So we did an On the Streets segment. And we'll talk about that another time. You'll see another time. But like Valentine's Day came up, and I found it interesting because there were two sets of millennial girls that we had the amazing opportunity to talk to.
Right.
And Valentine's Day was brought up, and both sets of both girls, all very attractive. One was like, don't talk about it. And she was stunning. Don't talk about it, I'm going to cry. And the other one was like, oh, I hate Valentine's Day. And it was all of the girls' reactions. And I started thinking, I was like, why is that? Like, what is the societal sort of stigma to it that is is it women only? I think it has to be maybe, but why are people so like, what does this become that's what they're doing?
Well, do you think it's like, it all depends if you're single or
yes,
or have a boyfriend, and maybe if they're single, it's kind of a reminder, and it's like
but why is it that? Like, why is it, I don't know. Because I that was my initial reaction, but I was like,
Right.
I actually don't believe that. And I think maybe too, I'm basically like a perpetual monogamous with myself. Like
Right.
I'm not in any relationship. And I haven't been in one for a very long time. And I think as I've gotten happier and happier being single, I've not cared about Valentine's Day. So I do wonder if maybe it's those that aren't at peace with being single.
Right.
I don't know.
But just like, I don't know. I've had my moments of like, ugh, Valentine's Day, and I'm married.
You've had those as a married woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like, because sometimes it just feels like so cheesy and overdone, and just
Pressure?
very. Yeah, and it's like you go to a restaurant and everything's like triple the amount, and then I don't know, it's just like, and then sometimes I'm like, I'll tell Mike like, forget Valentine's, like I don't feel like it, and then there's some years I'm like, it's Valentine's Day, and I go and I get a card, and I want to go out, I want flowers or whatever. But I don't know. I think it's a moody holiday.
That's so interesting. So was it more important to you when you were younger, and that sort of, as you've gotten older, or have your thoughts fluctuated on it?
I felt indifferent about Valentine's Day when I was single. I was just like, whatever, because I was just such a dude anyway. I was like, I never want to relate, I never want a relationship. I never want to be married or have kids. Look at me now.
Look at you now.
But I'm glad. But I was like, whatever. I don't really want a relationship. So it didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And now that I'm married, sometimes, like, I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird holiday that I don't think a lot of people really relate to it, or it's a moody thing. It's like sometimes they'll be into it, and then sometimes I
wonder if it will change. Like those were obviously millennials we were talking to, but I wonder if it will change as it becomes more of the millennials sort of taking control if they even care about it. Like, it was funny too, because I was talking to my dad, now I'm on those dating apps, and I was sort of just talking to my dad, and he's like, oh, you're not going to get a guy to take you out for Valentine's Day? And I was just like, no, that's so strange. I was just like,
not on a first date,
not on a first
either.
date, or even like a second date. And I was like, I'd rather go out with him a couple days later or something. I was like, it's sort of just become this weird pressure that there's a really cool concert that I wanted to go to, and I was like, oh, it sucks it's on Valentine's Day, because I couldn't even be like, hey, do you want to go? Because then it sort of sets it up in a strange way.
A weird way, yeah.
But there is the Galentine's Day.
What's that?
Just women, I think single women who didn't want to be alone, started making the Galentine's Day.
Oh, I never even heard of that.
Yeah.
Well, the Latin culture, Valentine's Day is Dia de la.
Oh, that's very Spanish. I don't speak.
Muy Latina. Dia de la Amistad, which means El Día de los Enamorados, which is, the day like boyfriend, girlfriend, or the in love.
Okay.
And then it also means Friendship Day.
Oh.
So there's not that like pressure of, a couple's things. It also means a friendship. So you give your friends like.
I love that.
Yeah, it's the day of Dia de la Amistad.
I like it. So it's just all forms of love are celebrated.
Yes.
Did you ever have it in high school? I don't know how it was in Florida, but did you ever have where you bought like somebody a rose or something for $1? And so then like people, like they would come in like knock, knock, like Valentine's Day grams. And so like people would start walking around the halls with like multiple rose.
No.
It was really traumatizing.
What is this?
It's just a thing. I don't know if they still do it in school these days. I feel like they do, but so you'd get ones delivered, and sometimes it would be from people you didn't know, and sometimes be like, oh my gosh, Jason likes me, and so like you'd walk around with like maybe 5, 10, whatever roses, and some girls wouldn't get any, and the girls would give it to guys too. But you basically
in high school,
so you'd like walk around and basically show off how loved you were, and then people were like buying them for themselves and their friends, just to like have something. It's like that. Maybe that was Texas.
I was drinking Southern Comfort with the football coach.
There's a lot on that I want to touch on either.
Oh my God. I went to high school in Vegas, and the football coaches, they would party with the cheerleaders, and there was a group of girls that they party with us. It was crazy.
Unacceptable.
I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was so cool back then. And now I think about it, my sense in high school, I would kick some serious ass.
How old were these people?
They were like young. They were like, you got to think about it. They were probably in their mid to late 20s. So, you're in high school. It's not that big of a difference.
Big enough.
I remember one of the girls at school got so hammered that she was going to get suspended, and he ended up he'd drive her home before they caught her at school. It was crazy, but it's Vegas.
I guess anything goes in Vegas. I love it.
You see, it gets deeper and deeper.
Let's hope not too deep, gym coach.
Not that. That didn't happen. At least not with me.
No,
but yeah, we party with our coaches. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
I'll take my Valentine Graham. Thank you very much.
Roses. I'll take a rose.
I'll take a rose. Oh my gosh.
Aww,
that's
you're so
funny.
nice.
That's so funny. So speaking of me talking about going in deep, we talked about my sexually oblivious female character.
Oh yes, Karen Shipley.
Karen Shipley. So, she was called just sexually oblivious, and then I had to give her a name once she became a meme.
Right.
Which
She's
is basically
big meme too.
She was. I was always behind the trend of her. Like I could never find my face in time. Like every time I got to like the Reddit channel, it was always closed, and I'm like, no. But like it was basically just like a screenshot of my face with the glasses on, like smiling, and then it would just have like dirty words on it, which of course I loved because I was just like, this is the greatest meme ever, and like just dirty crap all over my face. And so
it just surprised me you were a virgin till 24.
I know. I feel like it might have been 25, to be honest.
The plot thickens.
Does it? thin.
Okay.
Pretty thin.
my
But I thought it would be funny because my brain works like a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And that like I always think of like the dirty joke, and a lot of the times I say things before I stop them to filter. So I know that I kind of assigned you to think of some sexually oblivious.
I'm a bit scared.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So I thought we would play a little game as like sexually oblivious females, where we ask each other a question and we make it sexually oblivious.
Right.
But like seriously, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Woo!
So
My
this
palms
is our
are
sexually
sweating.
oblivious female
segment.
We
are sexually oblivious females.
Yes. All right.
All right. Oh shit.
Do you want to go
I gotta get
first? Made some notes. Made some sexually oblivious notes.
Okay, so how it's gonna work, right?
Yeah.
Is one of us is gonna ask the sexually oblivious question.
Yes.
And then whoever asks the question, the other person's gonna answer with the clean answer.
Yes.
And then
We'll each
the
answer.
other person will. Okay.
Toss it back.
Here we go.
All right.
So Nicola, do you like blowjobs?
Well, I prefer to have jobs that work with my hands. I feel like hand jobs are a lot easier.
Ah, interesting. You know, I love blowjobs because that's why my hair looks good all the time. I go to the dry bar and they blow dry my hair like once a week, and I leave there looking fabulous. So
Looks
I
so
love
good.
those
Blowjobs.
yeah.
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 It's nice. And you pay people good money for them.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So
Okay, I'm scared. Go.
all right. Let me see which one's least scary. Well, just, how do you handle blue balls?
Ah, I love blue balls. It's my favorite at Christmas. I have the white tree with all the blue balls on it.
Oh.
And I just love it.
It's so magical.
Yeah, it's just magical white, and the blue balls just look amazing.
Ugh, glitter.
How do you
gleam.
deal?
They're really my favorite. I like to jump like head first into them, and just dive right in when it's, I'm on the playground and the ball pits, it's just those blue balls just all over my face.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
just amazing.
It's just, yeah,
Wow.
just feels nice.
Oh, my God. Okay. How lucky do you feel when he pulls out just in time? When he pulls it out just in time.
I feel like God and the Catholic Church are behind me, because I'm like, I knew I'd get that front row parking space. I knew I would.
Yeah.
I feel really lucky.
I feel really lucky too, because he just pulled it out right before my tooth got infected.
Ooh.
So it was like no pain, so it just felt really good to have them pull it out.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Makes you swallow easier.
Okay, your turn.
My turn. Elizabeth, do you cream?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love to put that all over my face and neck and chest. People forget the chest.
Yeah.
Like décolleté is important. So I have lots of cream all over on my counter at home in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I use just about every type of cream.
That's amazing. Like morning, noon, and night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All night long.
All night long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only cream on special occasions, Other than that, it's sort of like, my pumpkin pie is sweet enough on its own. I don't need extra calories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Nicola, are you like an anal girl?
I would definitely say I really, I like anal, furniture settings and drawers. I really like to keep things super clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say I'm pretty anal. How about you?
Yeah, I find it offensive when people ask me that actually, because like, no, I'm just a neat freak. I'm not anal. I'm just a neat freak. I'm extremely, OCD is what I would say.
Yeah, it's kind of a nasty word for just your preference.
Hello.
Yeah. See how much fun this is? Maybe we just do it all day.
God, all day long.
All day
it's
long.
Like good.
Okay, should we each do one more?
One more. And then Tiffany's got to pick the winner of the best answers, remember?
Oh, gosh. We didn't set that up.
Okay.
Okay, I've got a few.
She's been listening, so right?
Dang
You've
it.
been listening.
Okay.
Wait, has Nick been listening? Nick's been listening.
We've got some people in our studio audience.
Yeah.
Y'all are freaks.
So we got with Nick and Tiffany will have a little
little
session there and let us know.
Okay, so this will be the final one then, right?
Yeah,
okay.
this is it.
All right, here's I guess I'll go out on this. Dang it, I've got so many. Okay, so have you ever squirted?
Oh my God, yes. I mean, you have to. It's like, that's how I taught my dog to stop barking. It was like, okay, you got to stop barking every time I say this. So I take the squirt gun and just a couple of, and he's just simmers down right away.
I love that. It's like a dog training tool.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, like occasionally I've squirted. I'm more of like a Diet Dr. Pepper kind of girl.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Occasionally squirt here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little sweet.
Yeah.
Right?
It's super sweet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I found
kind
that
of
to
prefer Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, highbrow humor here at its finest.
We're such classy chicks.
It's so funny. I was talking to my dad, and after we had done the first one too, I was like, "Oh yeah, you should watch." And I was like, "Oh, I do say a few things." He's like, "I'm a big boy, I can handle it." And now I'm just like, "Well, there's 2 episodes I don't really want to show to Dad."
Just don't remind him. All right, so so they got to pick up.
So we're done for now. Yeah. So what we forgot to establish was that we're going to let Nick and Tiffany decide what was the best answer, and then that person is going to say it online
on story on IG.
And just play it off.
That's
the winner, by the way.
Yeah, that's the winner. So Nick has his sunglasses on, I think, and he's beet red. He doesn't know what to think.
Welcome to the show.
So him and okay, you guys pick a winner.
Do you have a
who had the best answers?
Yeah.
Like in total?
Yeah. So
who gave better answers?
Sure.
Yes. Right? Isn't that it? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with the host on this.
All right.
Oh shit. You picked Nikki? So I guess
maybe we'll each do one. Let's pick one for each other to say.
Oh shit. Tiebreaker. Okay.
Do you want to do a tiebreaker? Ooh, do you guys have a question that we could do tiebreaker on the top of our head?
Yeah. Do you guys have a sexually oblivious question that you wanna?
Has there ever been a time when it wasn't big enough?
So just so we can get that on the mic, Nick asked, has there ever been a time that it hasn't been big enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would say for me, I'm just such a petite person. I'm like just really small, and like my apartment feels like just really tight. That I feel like something that's just too big. It's like, it just doesn't fit in the space, So I feel like if it's too big, it's like, it's very uncomfortable,
Yeah, I feel like it's never too big, it's never too big. You have so much all the time, It's like when you have a kid, you have soccer gear and track gear and all this stuff. So for me, a big car is just always very, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of space that you need.
Yeah.
And back that car up, especially since you have a kid.
Got to back that thing up, girl.
You've really opened the space.
Yeah.
With the childbirth.
Right on time, the space becomes available.
Oh my God, I don't want this to air. Okay, so tiebreaker.
That was a good one.
Oh my God.
all
So,
right.
okay, I think
All right.
that's it. We got to just do it. Maybe we'll do one together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
We'll do it
separate.
together. Yeah. Or separate.
Yeah. Whatever. But that was fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So this is, we have to go, unfortunately.
No.
It was so fun to play.
was so much fun.
And horrifying at the same time.
Yeah, that's the element that I bring to the show. Remember when Elizabeth's show was so clean and had a lot of things about beauty and health and wellness?
Hey, gotta have a little dirty sometimes.
Gotta have
right?
a little dirty.
Yeah.
And happy Valentine's Day.
Yes. Happy Valentine's Day, whatever.
Yeah.
However you feel about
Friendship.
it. Yeah.
Romance.
Dia de la Amistad.
Yeah.
Or
masturbation.
La 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 la.
Oh, that one.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna end it now.
My bad. My bad.
Thanks for listening to Left Unsupervised. Don't forget to stalk us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Left Unsupervised Podcast. We'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for listening.